So here he is, fellas. Number one. Number one second baseman by Scout the Stat Lines projections. And I think we all know this one. I mean, if you've been paying attention for the past 2 years, you better know this name because he was even in the draft, like the draft analysts, the talking heads, they were like, Termarr Johnson is going to be big time. But here he is. Termarr Johnson with the high A affiliate with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's 5'8", 175 pounds, highly touted 19-year-old out of high school Mays, Atlanta, Georgia. Drafted 2022, round one, pick 4 overall. I don't remember off the top of my head the 3 that went before them, and I should because it was a major talking point. Maybe you guys can clue me in on that.
Rushman was 1.
Was Rushman 1?
Yeah.
We had Rushman. Termarr that year, he was
Drew Jones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This was the next year. It wasn't
next year. No, Rushman.
We had Jackson Holiday number 1.
Yep. Drew Jones 2.
Drew Jones number 2, and then
another outfielder, another super athletic outfielder. Who?
Did we get a college player?
Super athletic outfielder. He was another second generation. And I should know this off the top of my head.
No, I feel like we got a. What year was this? I'm going to just mess up.
2022. As Ross is looking up that, I'm not going to speak about 2022 because he was in the low minors for 63 at-bats. But this year in 2023, he hit single A and then high A. He had 349 at-bats. He batted .244, on-base plus slugging of .422, and a slugging percentage of .438 with an on-base plus slugging of .860. He had 18 home runs. 13 came at low A. And then 10 stolen bases, 7 came at low A. Termarr Johnson is an athletic freak, and I know that for a fact. Who was the other one? I see you queuing at me.
Well, I think you were thinking of Elijah Green, but it wasn't him. It was a surprise pick of Kumar Rocker that year, because that was after he recovered from injury. The Rangers.
And he didn't sign.
Yeah. No, he did sign. He didn't sign. He didn't sign the first time he was drafted.
Yeah, by the Mets.
Okay.
And then he got hurt after signing with the Rangers.
Yeah.
So.
Is he still with the Mets? Did he?
No, he's with the Rangers.
He's with the Rangers.
He's with the Rangers. Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize. Termarr Johnson.
Think he's going to be pretty good when he's finally healthy. Hopefully.
We'll see.
So Termarr Johnson, he had 120 strikeouts and 101 walks as well. Athletic freak. I'm telling you, he's an athletic freak that is turning into a baseball player.
For sure. And he, a lot of articles came out about him, how he is obsessed with his swing, and he just seems to love baseball from every article I've ever read about him. Which does play a part. I mean, he came in to the draft as someone who had good hit ability, but maybe not so much power. So it's kind of been a shock to Pirates fans like myself when he came in and he started crushing a bunch of home runs this year with a low average. But I think it's really intriguing because with him being so obsessed with his swing and his approach, I think he can be a superstar. And I mean, that's what the algorithm's telling us with him being number 1. His eye is next level. He's going to have strikeouts, of course. But I mean, I think he can be not a Ozzie Albies type, but close to that. I really think so.
Yeah, super interesting one. We had a a conversation, Brian, me and you on the Bats and Stats podcast early last year with Drew Wheeler when he was on. We talked about Termarr Johnson in depth and how he was a different player than what we expected him to be.
Right.
And not as a bad thing necessarily, just different. And to me, that was really hard for me to grapple with at first because I was like, okay, this is a hitter that doesn't hit well, but it turns out he's kind of more of an on base. I don't want to call him a power hitter, but like he's got a lot more power than I think was anticipated right out of the gate. So it's just different. Excellent approach at the plate. I think the bat is probably there, but it hasn't been showing up tremendously. And even, even if you adjust for unlucky BABIPs, it's not like out of this world looking. But better power than expected and just a really good plate approach. Really good plate approach. Strikeouts are a little higher, but they're not out of the realm of what can be sustained. So, this is a guy that's going to be an effective player, and STS sees that. They see that even if it isn't glaringly obvious in the numbers when you're looking at a 244 batting average. If you get stuck on that, you're going to miss out on Termarr Johnson because you can't get past something that misses the complete player. So there's a little bit more to him here, but it's a different kind of player than you might expect too.
Other than the eye, which the eye is, it's there. His batting approach is there and everything. But right now at high A affiliate, I think he's blowing people away with his athleticism, and that's why you're seeing the home runs there, and kind of being shocked by that. Just a little bit. The average isn't there, but I think he's just an athletic freak, and he's able to get that ball, get his bat around off his shoulders to be able to connect on those home runs. The average isn't there yet, but I think he's starting to become that player to start lifting that average up. I think it's just all athleticism, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does, but that's not what we came to expect.
Right.
Like that's not what it sounded like he was going to be like when he got drafted 4th overall by the Pirates. It sounded like he was going to be a very polished hitter, and everybody else was raw. Everybody else was the raw talent, athletic guys, and we're just seeing something very different.
I don't know. It's kind of like Roman Anthony earlier this year when he was in, I think, just single A, and he was hitting 212 or something. And then they bumped him up to high A, and all of a sudden he just took off like a rocket ship. I don't know. I'm just hoping as a Pirates fan.
He had a slow start, and he was on fire. I think that was in the early second half. Like he was consistently on the top of our hot list.
Yeah. Sure.
For a while. So, I don't know. Maybe something just finally clicked too. I don't really know what it is, but I think he's earned his spot right now. That's what I think.
And this is his first real taste of having to adjust, I think. So everybody deals with it differently.
That's true.
I really like what Ryan's trying to say in that point is maybe Termarr is expecting a 96 mile an hour fastball and it's only coming in at 94. And he's just not quite barreling it, and he wants that uptick in velocity. I get what Ryan's kind of trying to get at. Is he's
I get that, but he's never seen those. He's never seen.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
That would be suggesting he already knew something that was better than that, and I don't see that.
I like the thought.
He's still got to go to the major leagues. He's going to be facing the real pitchers eventually.
Yeah, and that 2 mile an hour, it's gone.
He's got to learn. He's got a little bit more learning to do. But I'm rooting for TJ. Let's go. Not Tommy John, Termarr Johnson.
Obviously, this is a go get him, right?
I mean, it's all about price again.
Yeah.
We're looking at a value perspective. The 4th overall pick in the draft, and now he's living up to the billing. The numbers are low enough that you might be able to buy low.
Possible.
You know, so yeah, I would say from that perspective, yes. But like, I doubt there's a lot of owners that are going to be selling him for cheap.
Yeah, it'd be a hard sell.
Yeah.